What's up guys? This is going to be a replay video for EDISON. I'm going to do it a little bit differently than what normal, I guess, content creators do for EDISON. I'm actually going to keep the hands a mystery for both of them because doing so allows us to learn better about what to expect when you're actually playing the game. If you have perfect knowledge about everything, you're going to be able to you're going to do like certain plays, and I don't believe that you should be able to operate on perfect knowledge when you don't know what the cards are in real life. So I'm going to be doing it kind of like this, and I'm going to see even if I can guess what they are. I know if I hover over, I know you guys know one of them is Scapegoat, but I'm going to try not to hover over them so that we don't know until they activate it or discard it, etc. So I'm going to play the video right now. So this player decides to go first. Does one set, so we know that this hand's probably high in spells and monster. Oops, it's gonna be harder than I thought it would be. Okay, so the next play, he's gonna play Allure of Darkness. We can probably guess he's playing a. Okay, so he's playing a Caius, so it might be Frog Monarchs. So he does a T set in response to a set. Damn it, I hit it again. It's a Dandelion set, so yeah. That's not a Raikou. Lucky for him, because if this was a Raikou, he could have flipped it and destroyed the back row, but it isn't. So he decides to tribute for a Caius so that he could take out a monster. Here, there's no Segok simultaneous effect on chain that you can assign, where you can make this chain link 1 and 2. So basically, he has to respond here. Oh, he activates Torrential. Okay, so weird thing that he activates Torrential there rather than Torrentialing later, because oh yeah, this doesn't miss timing. So I guess it makes sense that he would Torrential there, because if he had waited for Caius to resolve, that's Chainlink 2, and this is Chainlink 1, and this is Chainlink 3. Then, oh sorry, if this wasn't Chainlink 3, this was Chainlink 1 and 2, and he lets Caius resolve, then it's too late to activate Torrential. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah. So he gets to draw here. Then he activates Future Fusion. A really interesting deck so far. I'm not sure what he's going to reveal, but he's just going through his deck right away. Might be a hero monster. Yeah, so he looks like he's playing some hero variant with Caius. Dandy Heroes, yeah. And he plays Treeborn Frog in his deck, which is kind of interesting because he plays Future Fusion, so that Treeborn Frog is not ever going to come out unless it's just destroyed somehow. So yeah, I guess it's more like a backup plan than it is a actual. Okay, so it looks like he just drew another monster and sets it and pass. Interesting. So it looks like he has like a handful of monsters that are like need to be tribute summoned. All we know that he set this card trooper with a torrential, and he banished the Caius. This could still be. Oops, it is a Shining Angel. Okay. Yeah, I really gotta stop hovering over the card because even when I go near it, it's gonna reveal the card. So here he can probably tribute for a Caius to banish it. Looks like he does not do that. Looks like he drew into a spell or a trap card that he can set. And one on Future Fusion. Okay. So next play. Pulse return. And then he activates Heavy Storm to punish the set. He activates Solemn. So it looks like he wants the Future Fusion to resolve so he can bring out his Absolute Zero. And now with that set Shining Angel, I'm not sure what he's going to do with it. It looks like he wants a tribute summon for Caius. Okay, so he's playing like a fairy, a chaos fairy deck. He decides to banish the Future Fusion, and then he decides to attack the token. Okay. So now his Treeborn Frog is live. Not sure if I would recommend that line of play. Okay, so he summons Debris Dragon now that he has He might have top decked that debris because last turn he didn't do anything. So he's gonna synchro into maybe a Stardust here to run over the Caius. Getting 2 tokens. Jump the gun here. And actually do some more plays. Okay, looks like he tributes or he sends a monster over for quick draw synchron, so he can make a drill warrior here. So in this scenario, I guess what he can do is attack here into the Caius, and then attack directly for 24. But the Gores token is going to be 24 as well. But the Gores token, yeah, the Gores is going to be pretty bad for the Stardust unless he's a back row. And it looks like he doesn't have much of a back row, even though I hovered over it again. So in this line of play, yeah, I guess, I mean, there was a chance you can have the Drill Warrior attack directly first, and then attacks with Stardust. So this way he doesn't drop the Gores. So that could be a line of play. Yeah, so it looks like he decides to do the play that we think of. So he can play around Gores. And then he's gonna banish Drill Warrior so that he can probably fetch back a Debris Dragon follow up, or even a Caius would be good too. So Plat player is in a really good position here. He draws for turn. I'm not sure what he can do in this position here. Knowing that he's playing Chaos Fairies, he does have a Light and Dark in the graveyard, so his Chaos Sorcerer is live, and also Caius is a Fiend monster. So there's this card that was showcased on Carpath's deck list that plays Sky Scourge and Rise. I believe it requires like 2 fairies and 1 fiend monster, or was it the opposite? So that's another Tsunami monster you can special summon to destroy things. Looks like he brings out Chaos Sorcerer here to banish the Stardust. And he puts it in defense mode. Not sure why he would put in defense mode. I guess because Drill Warrior can run it over. And he would take life point damage. Looks like he tribute summons for maybe Light and Darkness here. No, he special summons Archlord Christia. So this is a good position for the Fairy player, just because now that she is out, he can't bring back the Drill Warrior, and any top deck Miracle Fusion is not going to help. But we did hover and see that there was a Brain Control by accident, so he could take the Christia and then tribute for Caius here. Looks like he top 6 a Stratos. Interesting. Okay. This was a BO3. What was the life points? I don't remember. But maybe Brain could have taken the Christia, summoned the Stratos, and attacked for 4,600 damage. Would have been good. Not sure what they would side for each other. For the Fairies, being a Chaos variant now, Light Imprisoning Mirror has less effect. So I'm not sure if that would be a good side deck, especially since he's going to be the one going first, since he lost. So we'll see what happens here. As for the Fairy player playing into the plant, since he is playing the Chaos Fairy deck, he could side DD Crow and stuff, but we'll see. So it goes first here, and he probably does a T set. Or he can actually explode with Quick Draw Synchron with Dandelion in hand. But that requires a perfect setup. It is 2 cards, but having both of them in your opening hand is pretty low probability. So it looks like he's contemplating on the move here. So he summons Stratos, and he heralds. Fairy player activates Herald here to stop the Stratos. Not sure if I agree with that move, just because he would just search for a Malicious potentially. I mean, what is heroes? Oh, he can probably search for that Evil Hero guy that's supposed to summon itself. Yeah, it's tough. I'm not sure what this deck is. So here he just flips the Dust Shoot when he could have MST'd it. So always a side note to always ask your opponent whether they want to activate MST, but I don't think this guy knows the ruling for it anyways. So views his hand. We can actually show this hand just because he does activate Dust Shoot. With the lure in hand, he can probably take out the Caius, just so that the Herald Orange Light has no target. And then he can probably blind a lure. But with Chaos Fairies, you never know if you're going to draw a dark or not. Yeah, we're going to hide the hand now. So he has Torrential. He takes the Caius, puts it back. And he has the option of passing with no play, so that if he does draw a Gorz, he can drop it later on. So now, by setting the Torrential here, he's kind of committed to playing the Torrential on the summon, so that if he ever top deck scores, this is the prime time to do it. So he does a T set in response to the... So he might have had a lot of monsters. So this trap card right here might be like a... I mean, it might actually be a trap that he drew into this turn, because he didn't set it last turn with the Dust Shoot. So he draws Dead again. We know that's a Torrential he just set. That wasn't a lure. Okay, he flips a Raikou, so knowing that this is a Torrential, he could choose to pop this one, but the Torrential is always going to be a threat later on, so it depends on what he decides to do with the Raikou. My guess is, since he is playing a plant variant, he might summon a Tuner to make an Iron Chain, so he could pop theoretically the Torrential and force a Torrential if he has it. So he doesn't respond with the Torrential. He's letting it resolve. So now, unless he activates Torrential. It's hard to tell because they're not saying anything. So it looks like he might have activated Torrential to destroy the Raikou. And now that Danny was milled, he can bring it out. Here he can summon the Debris Dragon after this. Or Lone Fire. He might play Titanial here. Tribute the... let's see, he wants to go for damage. He would tribute the Danny token to get the Titanial here. But if he wants to go for saving life points, he tributes the face-up attack position. So he looks like he's going to go for damage here. I guess he doesn't play Titanial here. Okay. So he's going to go attack for 500. There's a good chance that he might have drawn Titanial in his hand, because he went for this play. But there's also the the possibility that he doesn't actually play Titanial. So it looks like he draws a Dark. I'm guessing it's a Caius. Yeah. And then here he can probably set the Shiny Angel, or summon the Shiny Angel and attack into the Lone Fire. He has it. Okay, this is also good for the Dandelion. Okay, I guess he swings for the damage. Takes 1,000. Here's an opportune moment to play tribute for Caius, since Torrential is now gone. Looks like he decides to wall up here, and he probably drew another Spell and Trap to back that up. So that's an old monster that he had in his hand. So what could be an old monster that Plant might keep in their hand? I'm not too sure. Might be a side deck card. So he goes for the safe route and decides to attack the monsters. He knows he can attack. He activates Mirror Force. Now it's out of the way before he normal summons or set again. Looks like he has a hard time drawing a monster. The set could be another Raikou or Hamster. Okay, so he draws into a Caius or Vanity's Fiend. Interesting. Interesting that he tributes the Lone Fire, because it does have a higher defense. And if player B or Obama decides to summon a monster and attacks the Dandelion won't trigger under the Vanity's Fiend. So unless he thinks that trap card is a battle trap. He sets another one, which means he drew into another trap. He summons Dialk right off the top without shuffling his hand, so we all know that he top decked a monster. At this point, he can attack the dandelion without using effect. Okay, he gets a Sangan. Oh, looks like he has an honest hand. Interesting. So this play was kind of interesting because we know that he doesn't have a Caius in hand because there was many opportunity moments to tribute for Caius. So what I would have done was attack with Alchemist into the Dandelion, and then when he attacks the Vanity's Fiend into the Dialk, then use Honest. But we don't know what this card is. Oh, it's a card trooper. Oops. Gotta be careful about that. So now he can, like, his Dandelion floats now. I'm not sure if I agree with that play a little bit. Okay, so he draws, shuffles his hand. So the face down card trooper can flip and kill the Alchemist. So that even if he has another Honest, the card trooper will float. So he's gonna go for that play. He mills the 3 cards. Could be Treeborn. Wow, okay, so he tries to discard the Treeborn. He's gonna bait out the Honest if he has it. He doesn't. He gets the Caius. Okay. So him taking the Caius. Okay, wow. It tells me he has a way to tribute for it. So he drops a Trag. This might have been dangerous to drop the Trag here just because he can still tribute some for Caius here. But I mean, what are you gonna do? You have a Tragody in hand, you might as well play it. I mean, he can also make a Sangro play here too. Since he hasn't normal summon yet. Torrential is gone. Okay, so it doesn't look like he has another monster he can tribute summon for. I wonder what his hand is. My guess is it's probably a Gorz in hand, probably. And like it can't be a brain control. Yeah, it could be a brain control because he has nothing to synchro with it. So he tribute summons for Caius because he added off his hand. Well, what would you target here? Probably target the card trooper. No, the Dandelion and attack the card trooper. Yeah, and the card trooper, he's gonna take 2,000 damage if this goes through. Decides to leave it. That's interesting. So he decides to leave it. I don't know if I agree with that one. Okay, so he plays an interesting tech here. He plays Fires of Doomsday. Supposed to summon 2 tons of the Doomsday token. They're both level 1 and Fiend monsters. You cannot tribute summon for them unless it's a dark monster. And you cannot summon other ones. So it has a scapegoat text. And they're both level 1. So you can definitely synchro with them if he chooses to. I don't know if I agree with leaving the card trooper there. He could just mill 3 more cards. His Avarice is definitely live here. So he could technically draw an Avarice, activate it, and then mill 3 more. So he top decks the Debris here. Then, oh, looks like game 2 he did decide to pull in the rug for the Debris Dragon. And then he shifts to defense. See, so now he has to deal with the card trooper in defense mode now, which is now he doesn't take 2,000 damage. But it makes sense. Maybe he decides to hold back the attack because he might fear this is a battle trap. That might get rid of the Caius. But that trap card is always going to be there, so I wasn't sure if that was the correct play. But he did have pulling the rug to stop the Debris Dragon. Alright, well in this situation, what would the Fairy player? I would still summon another monster because he did waste his Mirror Force here. So he decides to summon the Herald. Now I wonder if he's going to Synchro summon into Red Dragon here. Or he could just swing with both. But he's committing more into the whatever back row he was afraid of. So maybe he was afraid of like a deep prison. Deep prison does have a targeting effect, even though it doesn't say that it targets. So that's the play he was, the card that he was suspecting that this was. So it makes sense that he would go Dot Ruler here. Now he attacks the card trooper safely to back up the deep prison. But again, this play still kind of lines you up for the another debris play and another Kai's play. The cool thing is Debris Dragon making a monster can only make Stardust and Red Dragon. And Red Dragon's the only one that can beat over Dot Ruler. So he's hot decks another Debris Dragon. Most likely he's gonna have to make a Red Dragon Archfiend here. He does. Getting 2 more tokens. They should differentiate which one's the Danny token, because one of them is a dark type. Looks like he goes for the Synchron play here. Drill Warrior. The Drill Warrior is unable to make the. The Drill Warrior is unable to escape from the board because he doesn't have a card in hand. So if he knew that he was going to do this play, I probably would have made like a Turbo Warrior to run over this, because Turbo Warrior gains like attack points if it battles something higher, and then this could have been a Stardust to protect the back row. So he's going for a level 8 Synchro. Is Road Warrior legal in this format? It is, okay. So Road Warrior, so he can probably bring out like a Cyber Valley from his deck. It is a level 2 or lower machine type monster. So he does decide to go for Cyber Valley here, although he might have to use other effects. Let's see here. He can target one card in the graveyard, banish both this card, and place. Okay, so in this scenario, he can probably, I don't know, but then he would have to banish another card. Both this card and one card from your hand. So he doesn't have a card in hand, so I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. Maybe a main phase 2 play, or he leaves it there to end the battle phase. This is playing really badly into Gore's here, because Gore's token will beat over the Archfiend, and this leaving a Cyber Valley out here actually is pretty bad because Red Dragon Archfiend will destroy it since it didn't attack. Wait, I thought you can't do your battle phase. No, you could. You could. So this says once per turn during your end phase, destroy all monsters you control that did not declare an attack this turn. So he decides to play around the Gores, but I don't think Obama knows that this gets destroyed by Red Dragon Archfiend. So this was definitely a spook. So he summons the Cyber Valley and sets a card. Pays 800 life points. Oh, brain control. So the brain control is pretty good here. He's gonna have to rely on a back row to protect. So he's gonna use Cyber Valley to banish both to draw 2. I wonder if there's another target for Road Warrior. Level 2 warrior monsters are pretty rare. I wouldn't say that's one that's particular. He shifts the Red Dragon into defense mode, understandably, because there's no Mirror Force yet. Takes damage. This leads me to believe that this might be like a... bluff. Could also be a torrential. No, it can't be a torrential. It could be a bottomless as well. Activates feature fusion. Does he have the targets? Treeborn's in the graveyard. Okay, does play Snowmaner. Okay. This is a true Monster Mash plant deck. I have a feeling he's gonna scoop, so we're gonna have to peek at what the back rows are. Solemn and Mind Crush. Okay. What the ruling with the Mind Crush is, you can't activate this card if you don't control a card in hand, because there has to be an adverse effect. Okay, so this was a Mind Crush. So the Thought Ruler player was afraid of a Mind Crush, but I mean, legitimately so. Summons Dialk. Decides to let the summon go through. Would I have Solemn here? Probably not, in case this was an actual back row. At this point in time, can he bring out Christia? He has 5 fairies, so no, he can't play a Christia. Sorcerer, he can probably special summon Sorcerer. But he would have done that last turn, so I'm not sure what he's gonna do here. He can crash, but he'll die. This looks like a concede to me. Just in case it is, we're gonna peek his back row. Oh, it looks like a return. Okay, so he can bring back these guys. Decides to use it defensively. Decides to attack here. Honest. Takes 13. I probably wouldn't have set that monster just because Red Dragon's supposed to destroy it. So he flips the return here. Flips the Solemn. Let's see what he draws in case he concedes. We don't know. Well, we can find out though. Battle Fader. They can survive another turn. Okay, so he draws for turn. I mean, honestly, this should have been destroyed, but we're gonna pretend these players are just ignorant. So Absolute Zero comes out, so he has enough damage to kill. He has lethal here, but the Battle Fader protects him. And if the Alchemist dies here, most likely he's gonna grab a Cyber Valley to stall more. Yeah, he's gonna swing in for the Battle Fader. So next turn he could summon the Cyber Valley and draw 2 more cards. That might be a Raikou set, just so he doesn't tribute summon, but I don't know. Okay. Summons the Cyber Valley, probably gonna draw 2 here. Most likely, I mean, he has a good shot of drawing like Sorcerer to banish the Red Dragon Archfiend, or even an Endrise because these are dark monsters as well. No, we don't know what it is. Show both. Okay, so he admits defeat even though he has the Chaos Sorcerer. But does he have enough fairies? He has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fairies. I mean, he could have special summoned in defense mode, both of them, and then tribute for... No, the Absolute Zero checks everything. Okay. I'm gonna go to game 3 now. So Obama has pulling the rug in the game, or in his side deck. So he might side spell and trap removal. Oops. Let's go hide that. So this looks like a death shoot, potentially. Nope. He sends a spell to the banish, which leads me to believe he wants to protect the Alchemist. Pulling the rug is useful here. Allure. Banish a Caius. I plays Plasma. Okay. So he does have a target for Stratos. That's a Treeborn here. He passes, trying to potentially bluff a Gores. So another chance for him to use the Alchemist to get a monster. Size Electric Virus, interesting. Yeah, I guess Debris does turn into dragons, and also he can take the Road Warrior with this. Decides to go to attack, which leads me to believe he might have a back row to protect the Alchemist from Gores. No Gores. Okay, so he's probably gonna bring back Treeborn Frog here and Treatment for Guys. Vanity's Fiend. Okay, so this play walks into a an Honest if he has it. The Torrentials on summon. Does he get the Electric Virus? Most likely. I mean, that's his only target. And now player A has to play around the Electric Virus. There's a free brain control. So draws return. Him setting only a one monster or one spell and trap off the top leads me to believe that these are like really powerful monsters like Christia and Chaos Sorcerer. So he brings back Treeborn, probably for another tribute summon. It's starting to look like a Frog Monarch deck. Comes another Vanity's Fiend. Doesn't respond to the summon or the attack. That's another back row. So now he might have drawn something to deal with the Vanity's Fiend. He's probably gonna go straight to battle phase here. He can't do that because of Vanity's Fiend. I'm really surprised these players are not picking up on this. Yeah, so they understand that you can't do that. So he draws probably another bluff card. Probably another... Oh, it could be a response to a summon trap card. Draws and passes again. Even if he draws like a monster that was a Nami monster, he can't special summon under Vanity's Fiend. The Vanity's Fiend is a really good side deck card against this deck. He's gonna need to draw into a light monster so he can use Honest. He's now setting spells and trap now. Didn't do the other turn. So he finally draws a monster. Yeah, so since he only has 800 light points, it's most likely a DD Warrior Lady set, because he can't crash the DD Warrior Lady and survive. So he's gonna target the monster here. He Solemns. So it was a response to summon trap. Now he's gonna tribute for Caius, take out the DD Warrior Lady. And since previously these cards didn't activate to summon the summon of Vanity's Fiend, these might be duds. Or not. Okay. So pulling the rug was a possibility that I did not consider. Okay, so the chain link was weird because he summons the Caius to target the face down, and because the summons was already successful, that was chain link 1. Chain link 2 was pulling the rug, and then chain link 3 was solemn. So he cannot actually herald here, but like he said, he should have herald instead of used the pulling the rug, because this cannot negate herald. Let's see if this is a DD Warrior Lady. No, it's Electric Virus. The return. So this was a dud, but not the pulling the rug. And let's see what was in his hand. He had a Christia, which I was right. It was a monster he couldn't use. And a Caius. And he couldn't leave a monster up because he kept attacking. Okay, and then Gores, which is dead. Yeah. Alright, yeah, that was the replay video. Hope you guys enjoyed this type of content. It is kind of late for me. It is kind of 11, which is kind of why I was speaking a little slower and I was kind of not understanding what was going on. But, I mean, now we know that pulling the rug is a pretty good side deck card for a Frog Monarch Debris Plant deck. It almost made it sound like he smoke screened into this deck. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it enough so that I'll make another one. If you guys liked it, just leave a thumbs up and then I'll make another one for you guys. Alright, peace.